Hi, my name is BC Hoffman.
Hi, I'm Lolita Lopansary.
And this is Recipe Wars. And today we are doing banana bread. Woo! Banana bread.
Banana bread.
I'm super excited that we're doing banana bread.
Me too.
Yeah, banana bread. Whose recipe are you doing?
My recipe is by America's Test Kitchen.
So we were left with the question of how to put more bananas into banana bread without all their moisture, so we figured we'd take the moisture out. First thing that came to our mind was freezing bananas. You know, you have a spare banana or two left over at the end of the week, you throw it in the freezer so you don't lose it.
But that works. I mean, the
Works
liquid
well.
comes out, right?
Oh yeah, when those bananas thaw, you get cups of liquid coming out. So it made great banana bread, but it was kind of, again, a pain. Who's gonna throw bananas in the freezer for a day to then make banana bread? So what we did is we want to replicate the liquid coming out. Instead of using the freezer, we're gonna go in the other direction and we're gonna heat them up in the microwave.
If you don't know America's Test Kitchen, they literally just take a recipe and make it 30 or 40 times until it's perfect. So they're kind of like the version of Alton Brown minus the humor.
Yeah, pretty much. They're straightforward. Chris Kimball is amazing.
Yeah.
Straight farm to table. I mean, he's as farm to table as it comes, and he's amazing. Watch it, look at it, check them out online, get their books, magazines.
Yeah.
They've got like 5 different series. Anyway, that being said,
So whose recipe are you doing?
so I'm actually doing Martha Stewart's recipe.
I'm going to show you how to make the banana bread before I
Please.
forget, because I could talk to Hugh Jackman all day. You know. 1 stick of butter, 1 cup of flour.
Yep.
Okay.
Yep.
Oh, 1 cup of sugar.
Right, but you need one of these, right?
Yeah. Do you have one?
I'm old school.
Oh no, you have to have one of these.
Okay.
It's kind of cool because with all the movies that he's coming out in, she also has the additional help of Wolverine. So that's kind of wild.
AKA Hugh Jackman.
Hugh Jackman. I just know him as Wolverine. It's kind of weird because I think he's singing in one of the movies that he's out in now.
Les
and
Miserables,
I
yeah.
was like, Wolverine sings. Anyway, so yeah, they do a very basic banana bread. It's a quick bread, and
Yeah.
you're doing more of a.
Mine is actually a Muffin Method, which takes all the wet ingredients first, mixes it all together, and then the dry ingredients, and then combines that together. But I have a really unique method for my bananas because I'm microwaving them, so it gets that intense flavor. Really different than any other banana bread recipe that I've made.
I know in the past on Recipe Wars we've actually roasted them in ovens before, and it's just a quicker way to get the sugars out and also kind of over-ripen your banana in a expedient procedure. So it's kind of cool. I'm actually doing a mash for my bananas, so I'm gonna do a quick mash. I'm gonna start off doing that right now. Boom. So I've got 4 bananas. This will be the equivalent of 1 cup of mashed banana, and I'm about to mash my banana as we speak.
So with my recipe, really unique. Some problems they encounter with banana bread recipes is that there's just not enough banana flavor in there, so people think, oh, I'm just gonna add another banana in there. But what that does, it just makes your banana bread really dense and rubbery and kind of like a doorstop, and we don't want that.
Although I would suggest, I mean, you could totally do rum in there in addition, so that way it brings out, it definitely accentuates the flavor
Banana
of the
rum?
banana. Banana rum in particular, and that way you don't have to use any imitation. You can just use straight up banana rum with your bananas in your banana bread.
So I'm just gonna take my bananas, take off the peel, and then I'm going to cover it with some plastic wrap.
And while you're doing that, I actually just threw my bananas right into the mixer, and I'm just gonna throw that on for a little bit, just basically beat them just for a little bit before I actually then squash them down even more and mash them up.
So I've covered it with plastic wrap. I'm just gonna make a few little holes.
Why do you make holes?
It's just to vent while I'm microwaving my bananas.
Ah.
And so the microwave is just gonna heat it from the inside really quickly so it's not gonna lose any flavor, and then release all this liquid from the bananas. So I'm gonna pop it in there for 5 minutes.
Yeah, because you don't want excess liquid, because otherwise it's gonna make your banana bread too wet. And another thing is, yes, banana bread for over-ripened bananas is great. However, if you use over-ripened bananas, the banana bread is gonna be too sweet sometimes. So you kind of just want a perfectly ripe banana, too ripe, too sweet, or too wet. So now I'm gonna turn this mixer on and get to beating.
Yeah. I mean, I think our bananas could have been a little bit more ripe, but I think it's still going to be an equal battle. We're using the same ripeness of bananas, so we'll see how it goes.
Bring it on!
See how it goes.
So I just finished beating my bananas, and I'm about to throw them in here and give them another good mashing just to ensure that I have good texture for my banana bread. Just gonna transfer it into this bowl.
And I'm gonna just whisk all my dry ingredients together. And my method, like I said earlier, is called the Muffin Method, which I'm taking all my dry ingredients, whisking it together. So I have my flour, my baking soda, and salt, and just until incorporated. And yours is more like the creaming method, right?
Yeah, I'm actually going to do that right now. So I've got my mash, and now I am going to actually be doing the same thing with my dry ingredients that you're doing as well. But before I do that, I'm gonna take my sugar, got 1 cup of granulated sugar, and I've got half a cup of butter, which is equivalent of 1 stick basically. You want this to be soft, so keep this out overnight. You could put it in the microwave for like a total of maybe 5 seconds. If you do any more, then it's gonna turn into liquid, so you don't wanna necessarily do that. But just get it nice and soft. Throw that into your mixer. I don't have to clean my mixer because I'm making banana bread. It doesn't matter if
it's all going in one pot.
It's all going in the same thing. So I'm gonna throw that in. I'm just gonna get that beaten by itself right now, just for a little bit, just get it nice and soft. It's already soft, but get it nice and creamy. And then I'm gonna add my sugar, and then I'm gonna add 2 eggs and incorporate that. And while that's going on, I'm gonna mix up my dry ingredients as well. So I'm just gonna throw in my sugar right now. So let's turn this off before I throw in the sugar. Open her up. That's how your butter should be. Boom, 1 cup of granulated sugar. Throw that in and incorporate it all.
And I'm gonna go grab my bananas from the microwave.
Go get your nanas. So while she's doing that, I'm actually just gonna mix together. I've got my flour right here. I've got a half cup of all-purpose flour, and I've got 1 teaspoon of baking soda. Throw that in, and 1 teaspoon of salt. Throw that in, and then I'm just gonna whisk that up.
So my bananas, you can see kind of a little bit of liquid on the bottom that has been released from the bananas. And you can actually get the same effect from putting a banana in the freezer, and when you thaw it out, all the liquid will come out. And that's where all the moisture is that will make your banana bread dense, so that's what we don't want.
It's almost like macerating your banana in a way.
Yeah. So I'm gonna strain my mashed bananas into my pot.
I love this method, by the way, guys. I can't stress that enough. Totally cool. This is like the best way to get nice, just great consistency for your banana mash. My mom used to make a banana pudding for me at home, and she would just like do that and just add a little milk, a little vanilla extract, and raisins. She called it banana mash, and good stuff.
So, so I have my mixture in my pot, and I'm just gonna reduce it to 1/4 cup. And you can already smell the banana essence just from heating it, right? And what that's gonna do is just intensify it. Just like you would reduce any kind of sauce, it'll just intensify that flavor even more. So I'm just gonna wait for that to reduce.
And while you're waiting for it to reduce, I'm gonna add my eggs. I got 2 large eggs. I'm just gonna throw those bad boys in to my mixer. Break them up. So if you aren't certain that you can actually break an egg without getting any of the shell in, by all means, do it over a bowl first, so that way if there is any shell that comes out, you have it in the bowl and you can still scoop it out. I have a little assurance that I can do it without actually getting any egg in there.
So I'm also taking my eggs and mixing it with my bananas, which is part of my wet ingredients. And I'm gonna take my softened butter and put that in there as well.
Now I'm just gonna mix this just so it's slightly incorporated. So you basically just want like a nice creamy yellow appearance right here. And then I'm gonna add in my banana, my flour, and my sour cream and vanilla, and I'll be ready to go.
You know, I noticed in your video, Martha Stewart gets so distracted by Hugh Jackman. She like doesn't give any tips at all.
I was gonna say, it's kind of like when you work with me, how distracted you get, right?
I mean, I'd be distracted by Hugh Jackman too, I
Yeah,
guess.
I'd be distracted that he might like break out claws and go, Wolverine, snickty, snickty, snarling.
So my luscious banana liquid has been reduced to about 1/4 of a cup. Smell that.
Smells good.
And I'm gonna put that with the rest of my wet ingredients. Stir it up a little bit.
Stir it up,
Stir it up.
little darling.
And I'm just gonna gently fold that into my flour.
Fold it in. While you're doing that, I'm actually going to take my vanilla and I'm going to incorporate it into my butter, my egg, and my sugar. Now, in the recipe in the video, they do this at the same time with the sour cream, the banana. I'm not gonna do that, and the reason being is the fact that if you put your vanilla extract in, and any alcohol base, period, with the actual butter, it cuts in and it just brings out the flavor that much more, and it makes it that much more accentuated. Throw that in, put on the mixer, again, just for about 10 seconds. And then you can throw everything else in.
So I think this is the first time we're making a quick bread on Recipe Wars, right?
Yeah, I had to think about it. I was like, wait, yes.
Yeah, so it's essentially a bread that doesn't use yeast, and our leavening agent is baking soda instead of yeast. And I just want to make sure that I'm not over mixing my batter, otherwise it's going to get this gluten-y, rubbery bread that we don't want.
No one wants rubber to eat. It's not good, banana rubber especially. I'm gonna throw in my dry ingredients right now. And before I actually do that, I'm just gonna do one quick scrape of the bowl, the sides, the actual mixer itself, the paddle, just so that way I make sure that everything's been fully incorporated.
So I still have a few small streaks of flour in mine, but that's definitely okay because I still gotta fold in my toasted walnuts. You could fold in chocolate chips if you want, but we're both using walnuts just to make the battle a little more fair.
Yeah, we both agreed that chocolate chips and coconut would definitely have made this recipe so much better.
Yeah.
So I'm throwing in my dry ingredients before I throw in my banana and my sour cream. And I love the fact you're using toasted because the toasted walnuts actually have that much more flavor. Again, it's kind of like what the vanilla does. If you throw in the vanilla with the butter and the egg, it accentuates the flavor. You
Right.
toast the walnuts, it brings out the oils from the actual nut and accentuates the flavor of the walnuts, and then you have just a more flavorful banana bread.
So I'm ready to put my banana mixture into my prepared pan that's been greased up.
I don't know if you viewers at home can see this, but this banana loaf right here, the pan, is like awesome. It's got this really cool design on the bottom. You'll see it once it comes out.
Yes.
But it's really pretty. So there's a bunch of different loaves. You can do mini loaves, you can do big loaves, you can do pretty loaf pans with little designs on it. Either one works, but you can even do muffin style.
Yeah,
Which I'm doing.
just make sure though if you are using a small pan that you're not gonna bake it for the allotted time of like 1 hour and 10 minutes because you're just gonna get a rock hard banana bread that's burnt.
No rock hard. Now, Martha Stewart actually pulls this stuff aside and does it by hand at this point. It's funny, Martha Stewart does the machine, and Hugh Jackman actually does it by hand. Because he's got the muscle. As they say in the video, actually. That's not my line, that's Martha's.
So I am just about to finish off my banana bread with some sliced bananas.
And then I've got my 1/2 cup of sour cream going right into my mixer. And I'm just gonna incorporate all that real quick, say about 30 seconds on medium.
So I'm just layering on the sides of my loaf pan and not in the middle because that's where the banana bread is gonna rise. So I don't want to prevent the rising of my banana bread.
Okay, so I am ready to go. The only thing I still need to do is add in my nuts. And verbatim, this is what Martha Stewart says. I'm sorry I have to share it because this is hilarious in my book.
Is it another nut gesture?
It totally is. She goes, I don't like to beat my nuts. I just like to finish it off by hand. So I'm gonna throw that in there and finish it off by hand. Thank you, Martha Stewart. You made me laugh. Viewers at home, I hope she made you laugh too.
I think she was trying to flirt with Hugh Jackman in there a little bit.
It worked.
And just to top it off, a little bit of granulated sugar on mine. And that's gonna make a nice toasty topping on my bananas in the top part.
And I'm ready to throw this into my loaf pan as well. And so I didn't butter my pan entirely. I did butter my pan, but I also have the parchment paper technique as we discussed when we were doing our brownie recipe, so it's easier to pull out.
And I like to use butter in greasing the pans. I don't like the pan spray, just the flavor of it, just not the same. I butter all the way.
I was gonna say, Thomas Keller said, word for word,
Butter.
always butter. So we're both pretty much ready to go in the oven. Let's throw these bad boys in the oven, get them cooking, and then we'll be ready to taste our banana bread. Alrighty, so we've just taken the banana bread out and we've sliced them, and I've got two special taste testers coming in all the way from Washington, D.C. I've got my two nephews and our biggest fans of Recipe Wars, Eitan Dash and AJ.
Say hi.
Wave to the camera. Yeah, say what's up, viewers.
What up, y'all?
Are you guys excited to try some banana bread?
Yeah.
Yeah? Yeah, like the sounds you got. This one's
super
ready to
excited.
go. Oh, banana bread. Alrighty, so that being said, we are gonna, we've got two different types right here, boys. So, let's go in. You got that plate, I got these two plates. Boom. Okay, so which one should we start with?
Let's try America's Test Kitchen.
America's Test Kitchen
Okay.
first. I love the way yours looks with the banana on top.
Yeah,
that
the
looks
shingled
awesome.
bananas.
Yeah, so, okay, buddy. So I'm gonna give you a nice big piece.
You ready to try it?
Let's give
I
it.
don't like the nugget.
Yeah? Okay, so he's already being picky. He's like, nah.
What do you think?
Try that one.
Oh.
Here. Going in.
Do you like nuts? Let's put this one down and try the next one.
Oh, yeah. Man, I think this one already made a decision.
He just said, mmm.
Okay, so that was one. That was America's
Try this
Test
one.
Kitchen that Lita made. And now we're going in for a little Martha Stewart. This is the one that I made.
This is the one your uncle made.
Oh.
Whoa, you ate the whole piece. I think he likes yours. He chowed down your whole piece.
So it's kind of a, I don't know,
They're both pretty similar.
very similar. I think, I like the way yours looks. As far as taste goes, I think yours might taste better as far as flavor goes, but as far as texture goes,
I feel like yours is more moist.
Yeah, mine's moisture. So it
Yeah.
really depends. You know what? I'm kind of on the fence. Boys, it's up to you.
Which one did you like? The
Which one
first
did you like? Did you like the first one you tried, or the second one you tried? The second one was better? What did you think?
You like the second one?
You like the second one too? Oh! Well, the boys know a real winner then. That being said, I think it goes without saying. What did you guys think about the two cakes? Like what did you like? Both of them are yummy.
They're both winners?
What would
Are they
you have
both
done
winners?
differently? Is there anything you would have added to it, or
Chocolate chip.
chocolate chips?
That's
Oh,
a great idea.
What do you think?
Marshmallow.
Marshmallows. Yeah, I like that. Awesome. That being said, I think it goes without saying. We've got two guest judges that said their favorite was Martha Stewart. Thank you, Martha Stewart. Thank you, Thomas Keller, for being a guest on the show with her. Thank you, Wolverine. Snickety, snarling. You got, yeah, I think they liked it just because Wolverine had something to do with it.
And because their uncle made it.
Yeah.
Maybe.
Yeah, maybe. It might have been a biased win right here. So, Martha Stewart was the winner, but a very close second, America's Test Kitchen. My name is BC Hoffman.
And my name's Lolita Lopansary.
Our two guest judges were AJ and Dash.
Say bye to the camera.
This has been Recipe Wars. Please subscribe to our channel, like us on Facebook, follow us on Twitter. You keep watching, and we'll keep cooking, and they'll keep eating. Oh!